The goal that I ask our clients to achieve is to be crystal clear on their ratios. And what I mean by that is, how many clients are they organically attracting through their business development efforts versus introductions in the form of referrals? At a minimum, that should be 50-50, because that is a form of recurring revenue when you know that you have converted clients into referral generating advocates. Now, the ultimate goal is that 100% of your new clients are acquired through introductions. So we're going to talk about that in detail based on my little agenda here, but I'd like your input on that mindset right out of the gate, if you don't mind.
Well, I'm going to go first this time, Duncan. I bring up an interview that we had with a gentleman called Anil Dalari. And in terms of his expertise was presentations. And between Dan and I, that's one area that is kind of underrated and really not developed to the level a lot of people should have. But when you talk to referrals, what came to mind there was his strategy around setting up the presentation, but then inviting other people to the presentation within that organization or that firm, and saying that, I know that, we have our CFO, we have our VP of distribution, but Joe from HR, I think should be a part of this conversation because, it affects him in this way. And that you've increased your opportunity by 30% just by inviting that other person to the presentation. It might not have been a thought in your head, but just expanding it that way was one thing that I learned from him. Just a small little story. Dan, you want to add to that?
Yeah, I think I'll bring it to Duncan that the 80-20 principle, because that is a conversation that I have with so many salespeople when you're looking at your business and you're looking at growing. Well, 80% of your business comes from 20% of the clients. So let's look there first because it's easier to sell to somebody you've already sold to. So we have to make sure that the clients that are doing business with us, that we're going to them, we're talking about more solutions. What else do we have? But then there's the other side of the business. I think you can divide sometimes a territory into a third, and a third. And you've got the middle portion, which is just rich with customers that may have some need, they may not. But can you go out with great selling ability and be able to qualify some people that are in the middle of the pack that might not be dealing with you, might be dealing with your competitor? And of course, just the realization we're in a world where there are some people that are just going to go a different way. We are not meant for them. They are not meant for us. We don't have the same business philosophy. There's never going to be a relationship there. So maybe a third of them, we can just say, got to identify who we don't want to do business with. Because not every single person is an ideal client.
Okay, perfect. So let's just move a little further down the track and just, again, confirm that we're in sync philosophically. And then we're going to get into the weeds tactically regarding a process and an approach. So the first thing I just want to clarify, I ask the teams that we consult with to reimagine the concept of sales, and not to get esoteric or overthink it, but just the philosophy that it's never a sales encounter when you meet with a prospective client. It's a fit process. Again, you're attracting, not chasing. We want to be practical. We're all talking about growth and productivity. But it's an engagement. You're trying to engage somebody, not trying to close somebody. So I want your comment on that out of the gate from a philosophical perspective, and then just hold that for 1 second, because then I want to tie it into giving this a frame. So attracting, keeping, and replicating great clients